Good morning and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Hear the New Forest. We are in the village of Beaulieu. So it's, for those who don't know, Beaulieu is home of the National Motor Museum. So we're going to be going over there to have a look around the museum. But there happens to also be on today the Simply British car show. So two birds with one stone. So we've got the museum visit, which I haven't been to in so long, and also the Simply British car show as well. So should be a lot of classics and future classic cars, all British, on display as well. So that'll be really good. I'm a little early. My ticket isn't in for another half an hour or so, but let's see how we're here at Beaulieu. We'll take a walk around the village and see what's about. And incidentally, just there above my shoulder is actually a classic car showroom. So obviously it's closed today, it's Sunday, but we'll take a look in the window and see what's there. Not sure how this is going to show up through the reflection of the glass, but there's a pair of E-types here, both Series 1 and Series 3 V12 in the background. So the Series 1's a fixed head in Connaught green. I'm not sure if that shows up very well, and the white Roadster in the background. Then we have this Capri GT, so perhaps an imported car, in yellow with the black stripe. Then next up we have Ferrari 250 GT short wheelbase, so is that a California Spider with an SLK behind it there. Oh, so wheels for a Mini Mocha, actually that could come on useful. Mgc Roadster in Island Blue. We've got a Sunbeam Alpine. Yes, it's just an Alpine, it's not a Tiger, so it's not the V8. Austin Healey 3000 Mark III. Beautiful car. There's a lovely almond green Morris Minor Woody. And another MG in Island Blue, the Mgb Roadster this time. An MGA. Let's see, is it a 1500? It's just a 1500, it's not a twin cam. It's a lovely, beautiful car. We have, it's a Lotus 7, original Lotus 7 in the background there. We have a Rolls Royce. I don't really know my Rolls Royce, it's a Silver Spirit. Followed by another E-type, Series 1 fixed head in Connaught green as well. Very nice. Okay, so the museum isn't just open as yet, so just while I'm waiting, I'll video some of the cars arriving. This Morris Minor Traveller coming in with an Mgb rubber bumper behind it, and the black Mgb actually has a rubber bumper as well, with a lovely bumper conversion carried out on it. Then we have this Stag, followed by a Morris 1100, another Stag, and then we had this beautiful little MG coming in. Like, when was the last time you saw a Triumph Acclaim? So this was a really beautiful example of a Triumph Acclaim that arrived, followed quickly by this lovely Sunbeam. Next up we have the Rover P4. It was a Rover 100 if I remember. Then we have a Wolseley 1660. Again, this lovely Bentley and a Morris commercial. Followed by another Morris Minor Traveller. We have another Rover, a P6 this time, a 3500, then an MGA 1500 and an MGB, with a Stag and a TR7 following close behind, with a Maxi, and then a really, really lovely example of an Austin Metro Clubman. Then here we have a pair of Morris Minors, so we have a convertible and a Traveller. Then we had this very special Land Rover, completely bare aluminium, with another Morris Minor convertible and a Porsche arriving in on the action as well. Now, with these very friendly people here arriving in a converted Morris Minor van and another rubber bumper B. with this lovely little modified A35 following on behind that. Whoa, we've got it chopped. Wolsey Hornet ready Alp. It's a ready Alp. Awesome. More MGBs. Lovely early mini city. Hello. Quite a few stags. Jensen. You can look at that there later on. Morris pickup. Another MGB. There'll be a lot of MGBs here today. A very popular British sports car. Wish I still had my own. Oh, that one just has a Northern Ireland registration number, I just noticed. And another car with a Northern Ireland registration number, 1944. So I'm assuming it's a 1944 standard. Gorgeous MG Magnet coming. It's very similar to what my grandfather had, I believe. MGB with Sebring bumper kit fitted. It's quite possibly a rubber bumper car is being converted. As we have a Lotus arriving. Midget and another stag. And then a lovely little GT6. So it's the hard-topped version of the Spitfire. Okay, so I see a crowd starting to form just outside the entrance into the museum. So we'll just make our way over and join the queue. And firstly, I'm going to go and look around the museum. See if there's any new exhibits. The last time I was there, I'll get a little bit of footage of that as well, possibly for a separate video, but we'll see how much I get as well, and how much my battery life lasts as well. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good show so far. I did unfortunately have some IT issues, and I got video but not sound on a few videos, and there's some lovely cars were coming in that I was actually talking about, but hopefully I'll maybe add them in, and if I can get some voiceover working, I'll do that as well, and probably try to re-say what I did before, or if not, maybe a little bit of a caption. But yeah, let's join the queue now and get into the museum.
20 minutes later.
Okay, so a wee bit of a wait, but we're in the museum now, in the Beaulieu grounds now. So first thing, before the crowds come, we're going to hit the museum and see what's on display there. And hopefully get a little run on the monorail at some point as well, just for a tour about. Okay, so as I said, we are at Simply British here at Beaulieu, so we'll make a start on seeing what cars are here, and we're a better place to start than right here at a couple of minis. So we start off this pair of minis, this lovely russet brown. Minis Mayfair would be, with something's upgraded with the mini light wheels, the EL headlights, wood rim steering wheel and so on. It's an early one. More 2 lights. And we go on to this Tahiti blue, the white roof with the Mary Quant interior. There you go. Quite a well-delivered bonnet as well. 2 Fiesta XR. Mgb Roadster. That's Martinesco from the Isle of Man. Twin 40 Webers as well. RS 1800. So this primly yellow Trap Dolomite, sprint wheels, also sprint headlamps around. Oh, we have this lovely Talbot Sunbeam MGA twin cam, very rare car. It's a lovely twin cam engine. Beautiful car. The Austin Metropolitan. I believe this might have been on Wolves Wheels' recent video. Next up then we have this lovely Frog Eye Sprite with a rather fruity midget. It's a K series conversion. Incidentally, this is actually a Will Corey car. Auto testing fame from here, from home in Northern Ireland. It's a very, very competitive auto test car. So next up, Triumph Stag, rubber bumper B. Okay, so we'll start this row off with this lovely Rover. It's a Rover 14. A beautiful car. Beside this beautiful 420 Jag. So it has the, essentially it's a Mark II or S-type centre with the XJ style front end treatment to it. This one sporting Wolf Race alloys. This lovely E-Reg Mgb Roadster with Webasto. Another Mgb rubber bumper. There's this MG Magnet that was coming in earlier. And this rubber bumper B with bumper conversion panels fitted. Looks quite smart. Right to the rear we see as well. Carbon fiber effect dash fitted to it. And there's that rear bumper conversion, so you can compare with the rubber bumper beside it, standard bumpers. Alongside this lovely Harvest Gold MG Midget, an Mgb LE Jubilee edition. Mgb Roadsters, rubber bumper GT, and another Roadster. Okay, we go into this nice Mark II Jaguar here, nicely modified with a fluted bonnet, Combes rear arches, repositioned filler cap as well, as you can see, with the Monza cap on the top of the hood there with the 3.8. So next up we have a trio of Rolls Royces here. The back here is more space. So all three are Silver Spirit 2s. Nice, what a huge car they are. Very unique, very obvious Rolls Royce fronts. As we come along here, more Rolls Royces. This is from the Rolls Royce Enthusiast Club, the Wessex section, including this lovely Bentley drophead, the white wall tires, the tan roof, Series 3. Okay, we'll move over to this section of Triumphs. So as we watch the classic double-decker bus coming through. Beautiful machine. So as I was saying, yes, we come back to these Triumphs. So we have a Triumph Stag, Triumph Dolomite Sprint, of Dolomite with the Sprint grille, Sprint front bumper. Another Dolomite Sprint, de-bumpered this time. Nicely modified car with the mini lights. De-chromed as well. The vinyl roof taken off it. It's actually a style that I once had for if I was going to design a Triumph for daily driving. And again, another pair of Sprints. As we come into this section, we're greeted with the Morris Minor Owner Club, a Dorset branch. The lovely display of Morris Minors here. Some standard, some modified, some work in progress like this one. Looks lovely with the mini light alloys. Add side lights onto the wings. Another one with mini lights added. A trio of woody travelers here. All looking well. Convertible. Lovely modified woody here with the alloy wheels, the more modern seats fitted. See, there's a we have this modified fan here. As we saw coming in, we got a very friendly wave from these people as they came in. As I was saying, in the Traveller with the modified seats, there's a company over here in England which supplies modified seats and other modifications for Travellers, so I'm assuming that it's probably a similar kit that is fitted to the one that I saw in Lurgan. And incidentally, I'll put on the screen here a link to the Morris Minor show that I attended in Brownlow House a number of weeks ago. And this heavily modified pickup here with a completely separate body fitted to it, sitting on the chassis. A lovely set of 5-spoke alloys, look like Revolutions. Rear entry was lovely with the integrated high-level brake light, separate lighting, and the fuel filler cap and so on. And the solid load tray at the back looks fantastic. Modified with Magnolia gauges and additional gauges in front of the driver. Forward rolling gear. Burton. That's nice. I've never seen a Ford converted Minor before. Very nice. This is actually an Austin with the Austin Ripley grille. Or is it? No, it is a Morris, but that's the Austin grille fitted. Another lovely convertible. 4-door. And a lovely convertible. This pickup. This is an Austin version with the canvas tilt. And another convertible. Okay, so let's take a walk around this little row. So we start off with this Triumph Stag in Blaze by Mgb Roadster on chrome wires, old English white. For over 3,500. This is the P6 edition. Lovely little midget, rubber bumper midget, and then a Sunbeam Alpine with a lovely removable hardtop. This is the 4-cylinder version, like the one that we saw advertised for sale in Beaulieu. Lovely little frog eye sprite, de-bumpered but with standard steels. In almond green, lovely car. So around the back. Okay, and sitting up beside that we have Millie, which Jack Bill from Wolves Wheels, his little mini city. He knows calls Millie, celebrating its 30th birthday this year. Gorgeous little mini with his tow bar. Jake has a little trailer that takes everywhere. It's a little plug to our site, so yeah, give this a like on Instagram and YouTube as well. Little peep mirrors as well, so great to see Millie in the tin. We have this bronze yellow Mgb GT, smoke grey Morris Minor, single spot for the win. Almost get my spotlight fitted to Millie. Lovely Vauxhall Ventura. Oh, I think these would look nice with the bumper taken off them and that huge grille.
Oh yeah. 3.3 litre. Straight six. Better goes though. Better goes. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
Next up, this lovely old Austin 40, I believe. It's a Somerset. Also used as a wedding car. And we have the lovely Jaguar beside it. Go around. Beautiful Jaguar XK 150. Lovely big twin cam in there. Straight six. Good door spots, the deep bumper look, the spot arm's lovely. Over SD1, 3500 V8. Reg Mgb GT, same year as one I once had, only mine was promoted forward with the shark mouth grille. Mgb Roadster, followed by this Ford Cortina Mark II. It's a 1600E as well, so essentially it's almost like a little Lotus without the Lotus engine. Car, especially in gold. And then we have this Series 1 Land Rover with the tilt, modified with different wheels and tires. Lovely little car. And then we go into this TR6. Next up, Ford Zodiac. C-Reg, so that's 63, 64. Another stag, quite a few stags here today. Lovely car. Onto this Mgb, needing a little bit of work. Same model as mine was, with the shark mouth. Just need a little bit of work, but nothing that can't be saved. And we have this Lotus Elite XL. I always get it mixed up between the XL and the Elite. That lovely Lotus engine in there. Some unusual styling in these, but definitely of its era. And then as we move over here to this Ford Escort 1600 Sport with an RS 2000 Mark I beside it. Well, de-bumpered, looks well. Obviously a work in progress as well. This is VTEC power. Nice to see something different. Don't often see a Ford with VTEC running gear. And then Ford Duratec conversion with turbo. This one, lovely install, very neat. Actually looks like it was meant to be there. So yeah, very impressive cars. Okay, as we come over here to the ruin of the old abbey, we have this modified clubman estate. It has been featured in Mini World Mini Magazine a few times with a turbocharged Honda VTEC. You see the turbo sticking out the front panel there. Heavily modified. Here in the rear with a modified fuel cell in the back. With the one-piece rear door as well. Caged up as well. And beside it we have this Xjs convertible as well. Car V12. Also parked up here at the old abbey is this lovely little frog eye Sprite in tartan red, and a Jaguar Xjs Cabriolet. So it's got the convertible section at the rear with the removable hardtop. It even has the American export headlights as well. So another beautiful example of the Xjs. We have these lovely old vintage sheltering under the trees here. It's an era I'm not terribly familiar with, so we have this is a Humber. Across from that then we have a Lee Francis. And beside that we have this little MG. So we move along this row, we start off with this little MG midget, TR6 beside, Sierra beside that, nice basic model hubcaps as well, Mark 1 Ford Escort beside that. To a Morgan. It's a +4 with a midget alongside. There's a recycle and cycle combination comes in. Move along this row, then we have this MGA drop head 1600.
This colour, Nick.
We have this more fortunate Spitfire, TR6 alongside, and early midget, Mark 1 midget with no door handles, steel wheels. So this would just been a step up from the Sprite. Then we have a Sprite then, this is a Mark 3 Sprite, MG Magnet. This lovely Jaguar 340. It's not a Mark II as it has the thin bumpers. So for the most part, most people will see this as a Mark II Jaguar, but it is a 340. We go across here. So we have this lovely old Ford. It's a console. This is a Stag. The TR come in, and then we have this little Rally Hellman Imp, looking well campaigned. Beautiful little car. So then we have the Austin A30 panel van, TR2 beside, and then a TR6 again. Another 1600 MGA Mark II this time. It's Westfield in a very fetching, very bright green. And then we move along, we have a Another Jaguar. It's a 3.4, so it's a 340. Elvis. Huge Armstrong Siddeley. Next up we have a Vauxhall. I'm not sure what model that is. Obviously with Vauxhall with the chrome flutes down the bonnet. Mg as well. Car of some sort, I think it's a midget. Alongside another Morgan +4 and a Mark IV, I believe. Escort. Okay, we're moving on the back row now. So we have another Mgb Roadster. Alongside a Singer Chamois. I have to think of the name there for a minute. So as with Mini, the Ridge Group used varying makes for their badge engineering. Another Stag and a Mgb in Citron Yellow, or Citron, however you want to pronounce it. Another nicely used car, rubber bumper. Alongside another chrome bumper B. This Triumph Stag, a lot of Stags here today. And a Wolseley Hornet, work in progress. The S reverse wheels on it as well. Or are they banded? No, they're banded wheels. So it's Mark III and 2-tone green. Let's move on then to this Mark III Triumph GT6. That's an E-type pulls in. Another P6 V8. The diameter darts, not too many diameter darts about. Another Wolseley 1660. And another of the Sharkmouth Mgb GTs, same as the one that I had, only had British Racing Green. Move along here, is this a Daimler, I believe? Yes, it is. I don't know the model, unfortunately. Granada Estate Gia. It's 2.8. It's actually quite a huge car, and a car that you used to see quite daily on the roads, no longer anymore. This Morris Minor convertible at the end. On the side, Sunbeam rally car. So, I'm sure it did this 56 Monty, but at least it's a replica if it's not the original car.
Sharon isn't sweating.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me over the tannoy, but we'll make a start on this one. So we have this Mgb, the TR6, another Mgb Roadster again. And next up we have this Morris Oxford Estate, rare enough these two. And we have again a standard Estate. This beautiful Mgb with the Sally running gear, same as my Mgb had. That's a 1950cc conversion, and it was a very, very potent little car, and I had it. Another Stag, there's a view of that Triumph V8. Here, midget again, TR6 in lovely gunmetal silver.
See if your car made it into the final edit, ladies and gentlemen.
Again.
That video will be online tonight. Just search for our Tim on YouTube, or go to the YouTube app, type in
looks like something different under the bonnet. We go around the bonnet.
YouTube.com/Tim, just search for that. And the video will be on there tonight. If you press subscribe right now, you get
notification as soon as the video
goes live. Doesn't cost anything to subscribe.
We have this TVR 350.
This video goes live tonight.
Alongside
so look forward to later today.
Hummer
Right now, ladies and gents, we are calling for you to come down and vote.
Hummer Wolseley 1500. And this Ford Castle.
You've got half an hour, ladies and gents. Voting closes at 1 p.m. We will close votes at 1 p.m. So please do get your votes in.
There's actually quite a good rally car in there today.
This afternoon. where the top 3 cars
XJS.
will be brought out. All 3 will win a prize, but
Morris
only one
Marina
will
Coupe,
take home the
very
coveted
nice
People's Choice Award trophy.
And another
Now,
Ford
if I was going
Escort.
to take a car home, it would be
Okay, we will move over here past this Mgb TR6, this lovely little modified A35 we saw coming in. Lovely little car indeed. And over to this bare metal, bare aluminium Land Rover Defender. Well, we have the little Metro Club one that came in, and then the 1750 Maxi. Couldn't be a show without a Maxi. Our TR7 convertible against a Stag on some very nice wheels. As we have another B, another A. Along here to this Morris van, so this is a Morris Oxford van. Yeah, very nice. This is Alvis, another Wolseley 1660, Rover P4 Rover 100. And it hasn't lost its taillights to a mini pickup. Past its little Austin 7 open. The little 7170 or 71,000. And there's that chopped Rally Elf. Even modified where the fuel filler goes. Obviously a bulge in the bonnet for the SU carburetor pump in. Very, very heavily modified. Hence this lovely original Mini City. Very early City. Early 80s. Very nice indeed. You can just see how much that Alpha's been chopped beside it. This Jensen Rally car. And then we have an Mgb and a Ford Granada Coupe. Let's take a look at this one. It's a 3-litre. Very, very nice car indeed. So, I'll take a quick run down here. So we have the Sprite, B GT6 Mark II, and once again another Stag. I'm just going to rush through these, we've seen these a lot so far. JPS Lotus, and an Mgb with a V8 conversion. A little Muggy, another Magnet, yet again another Stag. I lost count how many Stags are today. Corsair, bit of modification onto it. Pair of GT Austins, very, very nice. Another Maxi. Back. And we have our Scimitar GT6. Lotus Cortina Mark 1. Cortina Crusader. And this little Mini at the end, Cooper replica at the end here. Okay, so we come along this road with this Bentley Mark 6 Special with a big Lagonda next to it. Huge car. Pair of trams, a TR4 and a TR3. This MG Model SA and a Rover P6B. Just like this lovely little Mini City, another slightly later than the other one. Very, very original little car. Same interior. It's exactly as my rally car was before I converted it. Nice, this E-Type with this bonnet open. XJS V12. So XJS replaced the E-Type.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Just a quick piece of information for you.
Magnet and a P6 that is 2200 this time. Over here,
There is two additional booths apart from the breakfast restaurants. There is a footprint just outside the restaurant, and there's also an ice cream.
There we go along here, though we have another B needing a little bit of attention.
Over in brand new.
Two more stags with
as
a
well. So for
Mars 1100 in between. There is an early one with the freestyle dash. No, it's a strip dash.
A reminder that you can head to the booth.
Hope you can still hear me
inside
over the tannoy there.
There is
So we go past
also
the MGTF.
a refreshment counter
There's that
inside the
acclaim we
new
saw
play
coming
area,
in.
which is just behind
Woody
the
Traveller again.
main arena. If you look at the monorail track that comes out of the
Sunbeam
museum,
Alpine.
you can't miss it. It is the wooded play area
And a
over there.
fairly
So there is
early
a refreshment
Mars
counter over
Minor.
there. There's also a
The first
refreshment
ones with
counter
the
just outside
lights
of
up
the
in the
Brabazon
wing, still
restaurant,
split
right
screen as you can
next
see.
to the ice cream van. Fantastic.
Okay, next up in this show we have this Triumph Herald. It's obviously a restoration project. It is for sale. It does need a bit of work, but it looks relatively sound. So this big Bentley Amg B66. Alongside this Sunbeam Rapier in a very, very bright green. Another Mgb and this little modified mini Mayfair. Metro seats fitted to it. As you can see, Rover Cooper mirrors. More two tail lights fitted. And there's another Triumph Herald. This is what the other one could look like. So we come along this last line of vehicles here. So we have a Series 1, a Series 2 Land Rover. Say the Series 1 Land Rover with a Norton in between. The Escort convertible. And we have a few minis. We have this widened sports pack. Actually modified one. I would say this Rally Elf, an unmodified one this time. Boring the alloy wheels. And we have this little Mark 1 Morris Cooper S that we saw driving through the village earlier, which sounded amazing. Has the option recliners fitted. Beautiful little car. So behind there we have this P5B 3500 V8. And then we have this Cortina with the V8 fitted. With a Rover V8 fitted. So yeah, I haven't seen a Ford with a Rover V8 in them before, so that was quite potent. And lastly, we'll finish off with another Stag. Well, that was a pretty amazing show. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. There's a lot of lovely cars here and a lot of very interesting cars like that Ford Cortina with the Rover V8, which is very different. A lot of other nice engine conversion cars too, and some lovely customized cars there as well. So yeah, really enjoyed it. You can see the grounds of the lovely Beaulieu estate. So yeah, thanks very much for watching this video as well. I hope you liked it. If you did, remember to leave a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe before you go, and hopefully there'll be plenty more videos very similar coming up very soon. But unfortunately, I have to go jump in the hire car, head back to the airport and head home. So yep, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Couple of action cars I missed here. So we have this Humber here with the MGC, and there's Austin Wedge literally just pulled in. Looks fantastic. The ST modifications added done to it. Very nice. It's the Princess 2000. Very nice. And how did I miss this? I know it's small, but I don't know how I missed it. The Peel P50. Tiny little car. Do you remember Jeremy Clarkson driving one in Top Gear at one point? And here's a row I completely missed as well. A pair of TR6s. We have this TR5 with a 4 beside it. And we go along to this Mark II Jaguar with Series 1 E-Type beside it. Mgb 1500, and then we have this Ford Cortina Crayford. Very nice. which was actually used by Jaguar Xjs was as one of the cars which would have been used to which would have been for the drivers going around the track for the Grand Prix.
Are they? Do you know, they're not made by the urban parish.
Very, very, very rare car with a nice bit of history. And we have this MGB, and there's a big Triumph 2500.
Fantastic. Well, keep it just the way it is. Ladies and gentlemen, please ask you to put your hands together for your first runner-up. Please do go over and collect your prize courtesy of Untitled. Well done, sir. Now, so come join me over here. Come join me over here. It's all come down to this. One of you is a runner-up, one of you is a winner. Sunbeam versus Minnie. No pressure. Your next runner-up here at Simply British Classics at the National Motor Museum is Sunbeam. I'll keep it even more shiny for you. Your next runner-up for you, your Sunbeam. Well done, sir, congratulations. Which means the winner of the People's Choice Award of British Classics here at the National Motor Museum Beaulieu 2021 is... As we were talking earlier, oh dear, that's not gone well, has it? Don't worry about that. It's a 360, I'll just look at the sky, don't worry about it. So, this Mini is completely original, it's not been restored. Does it got its original paint?
Yeah, it's second owner for the new, and it's been garaged and left out the rain all its life, so it's as it was, really.
What a fantastic winner. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for your